Hi there, hello, Blue. I see you. Good evening, everyone. Oh my god, there's so many of you here. Hello. How are all my cuties doing? Hello. I snuck in here on the starting soon stream. How's it going? Who we got here? Who we got here? Oh my god, I zoomed in too far. Hi, hello. We got Blue first here tonight. Dolphin Pidgey, hi everybody. And we got Sevi and Kit. Hello, good evening. How is everybody? Oh my god, y'all are such stinkers. There's like almost a 600 in there. Who got the 600? Was it Dolphin? I'm almost 500. Good lord, 493. Holy heck. We got some stinkers in chat. What's up, everyone? I hope everyone's had an amazing evening. Are y'all ready for your art stream? I'm putting on my gloves right now so we can pop on over. Here, let's pop into the nice looking area. Oh my god, I forgot all about that. I redid my, what is it called? You see my Twitch error. Where's the thing? There it is. Let's get rid of that because it doesn't work anymore. There, fixed that. I'm a professional now. What's everyone been up to? I just had like a really long day at work, so it's gonna be a chill stream while we paint this. I am too, Sevi. It makes me so stinking happy. I love it so much. I'm putting on my gloves right now, so y'all don't have to see my icky hands. My hands are very icky, so I'm putting on my blue gloves right now. But we're gonna start off tonight. I'm gonna teach y'all about how I do my painting setup whenever I actually sit down to paint. What do I? I don't know what you're talking about. You gave them the first Shantae game, started the second. I do know that Shantae gets way better as that series ages. Like, the later games are really, really good. I would say the first one's an acquired taste, but the rest of them are very good. I only ever finished. I think it's like it's one of the on Switch. I forget which one I finished. How did you know they're your gloves? Is it because they're blue? Okay. I am sorry to disappoint. However, you are going to have to see that I do not, in fact, I have IRL pause. Ta-da! Gloves. I am wearing the gloves tonight. Okay, I could probably move the camera just a little bit up. Yeah, let's go in that way. And just a little bit upward there. Because now you can all see the crafting table. Yum, 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 yum. I'm so excited. You only have the enemies spawning in you with 0 indicators while doing damage is acquired taste. Oh, yeah, that's fair. That's a fair criticism of that game. The relic, she holds it. I did what is called a Zenithal Prime. And what that is I took a black primer and I put it all the way over the model. And then I took white primer and I did that on top of the black primer to bring out the details so it would show up better on camera. But this is what we're giving away tonight. We're going to have fun painting this. Let me catch back up. There we are. Making sure I'm caught back up. So, this is what we're going to be working with tonight. I would like to show everyone my setup. Well, quote unquote setup. This is my paint water. It's not the prettiest thing in the world, but you can tell it gets some love. Ours are paint water tonight. Our brushes of choice. I got a little dinky brush that I'm using for the big, larger swaths of the model. Here, actually, let's do it this way. Nice flat brush right there. Because you're not going to do no work cost fair. Yeah, I understand. How many bits do you... Okay, no, you donate. $10 $10 biddies, and I'll take a sip of the paint water. This is my go-to brush. I like Army Painter a lot. We got a fine detail brush. Nice fine detail brush. It's very hard to get the camera to focus in on this, but this is what we're going to be working with for all of the little nitty gritties. Oh my goodness, it's bright. All the little nitty gritties, like the little shears there on the side, and like the edges of the saw and the axe and stuff like that. You do it for 50 bits. Paint water is gross. Okay, listen, if you don't know, paint water is really, really gross. If you've ever had to use like a mug, I would not recommend it, but everyone's done it before. I used to have a mug labeled paint water and a mug labeled not paint water. If you're in the right mood, shut up. Oh, that's for blue. I thought you were talking about me. But tonight, let me get some more stuff real quick. In addition to, of course, the paints, or the paint brushes, we have our choice paints tonight. This is what I'm using. We're going to be using Pro Acryl, a very trusted brand. I love them so much. Probably my second favorite brand overall. They're very good for bright, consistent colors. So I feel like these are like perfect for what we're doing tonight. You drink paint water once or twice? Yeah. Sebi, you're a Warhammer player. You understand. You know what we're dealing with. And before we start, I want to share a little secret. If you are ever curious about getting into painting, there's one thing I highly, highly recommend, and it's to learn to create your own wet palette. I made mine out of this little Chinese takeout tray, and basically, there it is. And basically, all it is, you say ink art, yeah, you did tell me that. Basically, all it is it's a sheet of parchment paper on top of paper towels, and you get the paper towels damp, not soaking, but just enough to soak into the parchment paper and get that wet. And what that's going to do is it's going to allow our paints to last longer, and they won't dry out as fast. So saving money. Wet palettes, super cheap, easy to make. We love them here. This is biggest recommend I can recommend anyone who is ever looking to get into painting. Why are we talking about drinking ink cartridges? That's bad. We don't do that. Oh, it's for money, I see. But let's go ahead and get this back. I am very, very excited to show this off. I've been like wanting to paint this for a while, and y'all have given me like the perfect excuse. I can't believe we blew away the dono goal, or not the dono goal, the channel point goal. That was incredible. I'm pretty sure everyone that has been chatting up here has donated at least 2,000 twice for that. It's insane. I don't even know what to say to that. But we definitely need some browns. So I'm going to get the paints ready real quick. And we're going to enlarge our crafting table. I think I'm going to go a little bit darker on the colors. I might go bright, I'm not sure, but I might go a little bit darker on this just to make it look more like the original texture. This is an improved texture. It's from a texture pack, but you know, it looked pretty. I wanted to display it. So this is what we're going for. It might have been too bright for the camera to really pick up the details. There we go. Divs, how's it going? Welcome in. Are you excited? We're going to be doing some live painting tonight. We actually made the channel point goal. But let's see. I want dark brown, mid brown, light brown. So let's focus on getting those first out. Oh yeah, if anyone wants me to see, this is my Pro Acryl collection. I have a lot of paints. This is just one of my collections. I love them so much. They're my second favorite. You should see my speed paints. I have like 300 speed paints. Art stream. I didn't ever think I'd be doing this. I mean, like I said, y'all get me y'all get me like $10. I'll do it. I'll do it for $10. Let's see. We definitely want a good black and a white for the raising and lowering of colors as well. It'll make them a little more professional. But yeah, for raising and lowering colors that we need. I need a grayish. I think I'm going to go with a soft gray. I don't want blue gray. Right here, we're going to go with a bright, warm gray. It's very hard to get it to focus right now because the lighting being in and out. I'll absolutely understand. Thank you for being here. Bright, there it is. Bright, warm gray. This is probably what we're going to be using for the tools on this. And then I'm going to go with the dark umber for the dark spots. What else? Let's see. What do we like better? Do we like dark umber or mahogany? I think mahogany is a little too red, but we can make the dark the mahogany probably into those recess spots. So we'll raise up the dark umber for we'll use this for the lowest spots on the inside of the crafting area, and then the mahogany, I think I'm going to have to. We'll keep this off to the side. Do I have any other browns? I have 2 more browns we could use. So we've got dark warm gray. This is not really great for the gray color we need. And then light umber. This is perfect. This is perfect for that light spot I think we're going to do. So now we need to find the mid-tone. We could probably mix the two together, but I'm thinking we just lower this a little bit or raise this. These seem perfect. Oh, Sebi, I know it's late for you. It's like 11 p.m. for you over across the pond. The fact that you're here is so kind. I'm super grateful that you showed up at all. But I think we're going to use these for the dark spots and the light spots. Now we just need to figure out how to take the mahogany. This is a bit redder. I think I'm going to take this, I'm going to lighten it up a little bit with the white. So we're going to take this one and lighten it up with the white for the mid-tone. And there's all 3 of the browns we need. We got the gray from earlier. We're going to use this for the tools and then the black for everything else. And that should cover everything, honestly. So, and the white for raising and lowering colors, but it's not really what we're going to be using it for. So we'll just keep that off to the side just in case. Oh, wow, that's crazy late. Yeah. The fact that y'all are here at all is so kind. I'm super grateful for y'all. Let's see. So, once again, we have black, mahogany, nice umber brown, nice warm gray for the tools, and last but not least, light umber for the nice light areas. So, the way that I do my painting, right? I'll take a little tiny dab and put it inside of the wet palette. And I think we're going to gotta be the enabler. Absolutely. We have to be your enabler anytime, Blue. Now, the way I like to do miniature painting is you'll notice there's a lot of texture on everything, like especially for like more higher detail models than this. But basically the theory is that you start from the lowest recesses like this right in here, these low points, and then you paint up. So you're going up with the painting. That way if you make any mistakes, you can always just like touch it up as you go along, and it's a lot easier to fix your mistakes as you go. As opposed to like having to reach in there and try and get like the details in the deep recesses and then accidentally risk hitting those higher points. So that's what we're going to start with. And the deepest, darkest points on this model are the dark browns. So that's what we're going to be starting with tonight. But with all the preamble out of the way, how's your day been? What's y'all been up to? Like, I don't know. Today's been a rough one for me. Work was crazy busy. My boss was on my case a lot. I'm going to be honest. I didn't have an amazing day. But I've been looking forward to this stream. Oh my God, I've been looking forward to this. Start with the valleys, end with the bumps. Exactly, Blue. That's what we're doing. This is such a change of pace for me. I never thought I'd be doing this. All right. So I'm trying to just get a little tiny dab out, right? Just a nice tiny droplet like that. That's all we need. I like to thin my paints a lot, especially for like high detail painting. However, I don't have my paint thinner on me. It's downstairs. Oh my God, that's right. I'm gonna be playing this live on stream some other time, maybe the next stream we do. But I got beta access to the game that Blue's working on, and it's called Pizza Apocalypse 2. I'm definitely looking forward to playing that on stream. Always thin your paints, yes. So what I was saying is I don't have my paint thinner on me, so I'm going to take a little dab of water from the paint water, and we're just going to mix it in like so. I should probably move this over here. Show you guys what I'm doing. Take a little dab of paint water and mix it in with the paint. And we're going to look for that milky consistency. We don't want it to be like watery thin or like wash thin, but we want it to be nice and milky. It's a little thin for my taste, which is why we use such small amounts. So we're going to take the dark umber again and just add a little bit more until we get that consistency right. Right about so. Where it's got enough pull that it like stays together, but you can still move it around without losing or gaining or getting any of those streaky marks in it. So that's what we're aiming for right now. And that's how we're going to do all of our paints. We're a different kind of artists. Yeah, Blue's super cool. She does digital art. I do physical art like this. But always thin your paints. Always, always, always thin your paints. It makes them last longer. It makes, you know, your wet palette look a lot, or not wet palette, it makes your models look nicer in the end too. So what we're going to do now is we're going to just take the brush, just enough on the brush to get the paint. And you've got to keep in mind, you're not drawing on this. What you're doing is you're taking paint and you're just moving it around. You're just pulling it, right? So what we're going to do is we're just going to put the paint on there where we want it to go and just pull the paint around until it looks right. And just barely add any pressure on there, right? And then I don't like to hit it from this angle like this into that wall. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it around and come at it from this way as well. Gentle strokes. And you see, the reason why I said we should go from the bottom up, valleys all the way up to the ridges, is you'll notice I went over a little bit on this little part right here. So now when we go over it with the lighter paints, as we come back across it, it's going to look a lot better because we just have to go across the ridges, and it's a lot easier to do that than go back into these crevices. What was Blue saying? Because Debbie added a song. If you should lower the opacity on the layer and maybe change the blending mode? What do you mean? I mean, I'm sure it's a lot easier for digital artists to just do coloring and stuff. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like coloring is probably one of the easier translated skills. Am I wrong or right on that? And then we're going to hit this ridge right here. And we're just going to dab it in the little crevice right there and just kind of move it around with the tip of the brush, like so. And then just like that, we have our first line done. And we'll go over those spillover parts later. It's volumes that are harder? I thought so. Like, I can't do, like, I don't know how people, like, shape models from scratch. Like, that to me is impressive as heck. Dunk the fluffer in Agrax later. True, this is a very earth tone. We need that Agrax earth shade. So, and as you go, you just take a little bit off your wet palette, right? And you just go into the next line. Happy little valleys. And if you've got a little too much, you can always pick up the excess and just move it on over to the next spot. The key to art is really to never worry about the imperfections, honestly, because imperfections add character, you know? It adds style. Those imperfections are what become your style. And then as you go on and get more comfy with your paint, oh, I should probably move over to this side because y'all are over there. What's a translatable skill? What is that? But yeah, when you're painting Warhammer minis, it is also important to dump everything in Nolan oil. Everything needs to be coated. In fact, like you don't even need to paint your model. Just like dump it in Nolan oil and call it good. That's all you need to do. Am I right on that one, Sebi? Just dump everything in Nolan oil. And like I said, you just pull on through. And I'm going to go and hit the edges of the walls of the valley as well, just to add some consistency to it. There's no extra white spots on the walls as well. Oh, contrast means good point. Panda Jeff, welcome in. How's it going? Blue, thank you so much for stopping in. I love you so much. Have a wonderful night. Thank you for being here, Blue. How's it going, Jeff? How's your day been? Are you excited for the art stream? I wonder how many people are going to judge me for the hand cam. But this last little part down here is our last dark brown on this side, and we're just going to rotate, and I'm going to be speeding up my process since I've done the explaining a little bit. Got your RAM for PC. Let's go, capture card and a mic. I'm so happy for you. That's awesome. I'm definitely going to be stopping into your streams when you start streaming. I'll say hi. You got any plans for your streaming? Any games you're like really excited to show off? Ooh, maybe you're like a secret pro. Are you like a secret pro, Jeff? What do you mean judge you for it? It's great. My hands look weird. I don't know. That's why I wear gloves. I just need pause. I need IRL pause, and then everything in my life would be solved. So I'm going to speed up here real quick. We're going to go in zoomy mode. Because as you get more comfy with this, you can start to do these in quicker strokes and you gain confidence. Oh, I accidentally hit that little spot there. Oh well, no big deal. I'm going to go over that later. That's why we always paint from the valleys first. Happy little accidents. Also, Shedinja never forgets. I'm sorry, Tim. I will paint a Shedinja one day. I'll find a 3D file and paint it just for you. One day. I don't know when that's going to be, but I will figure it out. And the nice thing about the brush that I picked, though, is that it fits so nicely into here. Also, I'm so sorry. For me, my head is like over here. So I'm going to scoot in a little bit so y'all can see better. Oh, what is this song? I do. I want my nails done so bad, Kit. I think I want to get my ears pierced first before I do my nails. I think I want that a little bit more, but when I get some money, I will definitely be doing that. So, definitely on the to-do list for the maple. I don't know what this song is, but I'm like vibing with this. This is great. We need more like this. Also, the first song I played tonight is Ai Kotoba, or Love Words, number 5. Deco just released it pretty recently. Highly recommend listening to Deco. Probably one of the best Vocaloids artists out there. Oh yeah, let's go vibey. Give me as many vibey songs as you want. You pierced your hubbies? Oh, that's awesome. I need to do them so bad. But see, as we use these like dinky little dollar brushes more, they start to fray on the edges a little bit. That's why I like to use them for more rougher models like this. It doesn't take as much toll on my nicer brushes. So there's always a use and always a use for old brushes like this. And then as you go along, every now and then you'll see some strokes in the original lines you made. You can always just go over them with a little bit more paint. This is why we thin our paints, and it lets you add extra layers without compromising the detail of your model. And just like that, oh, I forgot this one little spot down here. Let's get that together. How is the camera? How's the volume? Everything for everybody? If there's anything like weird, let me know. I would love to adjust it as I go. I didn't really have time to test anything because we just kind of decided this last minute on the day. So I hope everything's all right and comfy. Well, I mean, if you want to lurk and fall asleep on my stream, I don't mind. I'll yap about stuff. Y'all give me something to like yap about, I will go off about it. Like, I remember like the first time I was yapping to Dolphin when we moved in. Like I was telling him all about a lot of things. I've put him to sleep before. Like I actually have. I've just yapped so long. Oh, yep, Dolphin must put this song on. Like, it's such a good song. I don't blame him, but it's just funny. And you never want the paint to pool either, because that's what's going to cause the lumpiness in your models, and it's what causes it to lose like detail as you go on. So what I do with the painting and with the very thin layers is when you're painting, you're not actually just like coloring things in. What you're doing is you're moving pigment that's just very hydrated, and the paint will settle in like as it dries, right? Because the water evaporates, the paint goes down. So if there's too much paint in one area and not enough paint in the other, it'll cause these little spots. Like you can see them right here on the camera. Here, let me move over this way. And you'll see that this spot right here has a little less paint, and that's why it looks a little bit lighter. So you want to even out your paints as you go, and that's why having multiple thin layers to fill in those like little crevices that form little ridges and stuff. It helps fix those little issues like that over time. Small tips for, improving your painting if you ever want to try stuff like that. You've been listening to Epic nonstop. What is Epic? Is that like a band, or is that like a genre or a channel? Like, I'm not sure what you mean by that. Second favorite podcast? Who's your favorite podcast? Am I a podcast? I mean, Dolphin does call my streams thinly veiled just chatting streams anyway. That's what they always are. That's what they always end up being. Hello, Tiff. Welcome in. How's it going? I hope that your evening has been amazing. Welcome back. Shit Ninja never forgets. Epic, it's a musical. Oh, I didn't know about that. Oh, was that the stuff you were sharing with me before? Was it those songs? I liked those. Those were really good. But we're gonna start using this paint before it dries up. But this, yeah, all those tips, that's basically all you need to get started painting. If you got a friend who's got a 3D printer and you want to try something out, ask them to print you a simple little model. It's always fun. I love painting so much. Definitely my favorite hobby in the world. You can ask Dolphin as well. When I first moved in, I was so starved for being able to print and paint stuff. Like, I went on like a bender for like, I think 2 months nonstop of just like painting and doing hobbies and stuff. Like, I was starved for it. I know I'm a monster, Tiff. Musical about the Odyssey, one or two. Yeah, those were amazing. I loved those songs, Jeff. Feel free to recommend them if you want. They were very vibey. You have a pile of shame. I've got a pile of shame. Um, I've definitely shared my orc army before. I've actually got a little video where it's shown off once on YouTube, but I wouldn't recommend watching my YouTube videos. They're not very good. They're not good at all. Hey, that works. Let's go. Broken. Yeah, that did happen, Dolphin. And we're just gonna not worry about the imperfections. And you'll see like there's a little bump there as well. It's kind of hard to see. There's a little bump right there. That's actually an imperfection from the printer. So you gotta watch out for those sometimes. I should have filed that down. Now that we're painting, it's a little too late. But like I said, it adds character. If that were on the top part of the model, what I would do is I would probably dry brush a little bit to make it look a little bit dusty, I think. And then those little raised parts, those imperfections would actually look intentional. So you can always play around with stuff like that too. Every single day for 6 to 10 hours. Was I really that bad, Dolphin? Oh my goodness. That's like a full-time job. Healing, yeah, that's what it was. No, no, you do have the brain for painting. It's just that I think my intensity of how much I painted might have intimidated some. You're actually a very good painter. Exactly. We stand Bob Ross here, Tiff. Only happy accidents. That's what my mom called me. I wish. All right, and now with this right here, I do believe we are almost done. Yeah, we just need this little, we need to make sure we got these lower parts. Yeah, this is the third side done. And then when we want to have all of the dark umber done. You would leave, you would wake up, start painting. Yeah, I'm sorry. I know I was bad. I needed it. I needed it so bad. Yeah, it really was like a healing moment, just like being able to do that stuff. Like to give you an idea of just like how good of a person Dolphin is, like he literally helped me set up this stuff. Like just gave me a space to do this. And I keep telling him it's like it's not my personal space. Like you use this too as much as you want. But he just lets me have these little spaces to do this stuff, and it was so nice that he just instantly accommodated that because it was something that like I mentioned that I missed. He's like, here, we can make this happen, and he did. Dolphin good bean. Your mom got you into Warhammer 20 years ago. You've been in longer than me. I've been in since I'm not gonna say my age. I've been in a long time. You love it so, yeah. Oh, you've got a life-size Space Marine. That's so cool. Where did you get that from? That's awesome. Oops, sorry about whacking the mic there. But now we are on the final side of the dark umber little recesses here. We're gonna hit the top after this. Gonna hit that crafting area. Oh, there it is. What a wonderful, wonderful song. I like this so much. You got it from your local Warhammer store? That's insane, Sebby. That's so cool. We never have anything like that over here. I think the UK gets spoiled on their Warhammer, and it's unfair. It is unfair how much y'all like have access to. I want to riot. I want to riot over how much you get more you guys get. Nah, jokes aside, I'm really happy that you got that. That's so cool. I wish we had stuff like that here too, though. You live by yourself. You pretty much have a 2-room apartment, which is kitchen, bedroom. Aww. It is a very surprisingly spacious place. Like it's deceptively large. Yeah. And you can see as I go along, like I start to care like less and less about like the hitting the ridges perfectly and stuff because I know that I'm just gonna come over this later. So there's no worries. Like you don't have to like fret about like making mistakes. It's not really even mistakes, you know. You got an interesting cover? Absolutely, Zebby, cue it up. Have fun queuing up the as much as you guys want tonight. Enjoy. You used to play War Machine but never did any painting. War Machine is really cool. I liked the concept of it. I love steampunk stuff. It was, I think, I'm not like the biggest fan of the Warjacks. I was more a fan of the Horde side of War Hordes. I don't know why. It wasn't like quite the steampunk that I was super interested in. It just wasn't like my flavor of steampunk, you know? Very cool concept though. I wish I had gotten like more time to explore it, but you know, what are you gonna do? I really liked Hordes though. Hordes were really cool. I forget the factions by this point, but what I'm super, super interested in right now is a game called This Is Not a Test. I believe his name is Joseph McGuire. I'm not sure, but he wrote the first one, and This Is Not a Test version 2.0 came out recently. I actually have the book, but I haven't had time to paint up figures for it or anything. But it's a Fallout-inspired skirmish game with like campaign rules and stuff, and it's so cool. I want to play it so bad. Hello, Warhammer Flex. You live real close to Warhammer World. Aw, Savvy, that's so cool. I'm so jealous. You play Tetris with your collectibles? Yeah, mood. I understand that. I have like an entire Tau army that I just don't touch anymore. Okay, let's get this last, we're gonna get this last row right here done. And then I'm gonna paint the whole bottom. Actually, I might save the bottom. I might save the bottom for last, honestly. You played Crix? You live in stereotypical guy's apartment. I remember you saying like you probably wouldn't care as much if there wasn't someone else. And I get that. Like if there's like someone else in the house, like it feels a little better to keep the place clean. It's a little easier to keep yourself motivated. So I get that. All right. And now with that, that is all of the sides done. All the recesses have been hit. There's a little spillage over, but like I said, it's nothing we can't fix later. Can always fix that stuff later. Next up, we're going to be painting the top part up here. And the only thing left that is that darker color is going to be inside the 3x3 area right up here. So we'll do that. Positive. Yeah, I'm with you. Like, I wish I could show pictures because Dolphin's side of the room, he doesn't decorate as much as I do. Not that I'm sure he doesn't want to or wouldn't. I just, I don't know. Like, our tastes are very different. So, like, my area, my half of the office space is, like, totally postered up. There's butterfly stickers everywhere. It's just, like, such a, like, a splash of, like, maple, like, interests and stuff. You just don't have anything hung up on the walls. You've got a couple of things. You've got the little Princess Mononoke figure that I gave you. I think you're working on the was it the Ray Dow figure? You need to build that so I can paint it for you. I might paint the Ray Dow on stream one day. That would be a cool stream, painting a Ray Dow. Boom. And see, you can tell now that I'm adding some color just how deep these recesses go. I think I'm going to hit the walls as well on the side of this too. I really want to go back and play some Warhammer again. I need to get Dolphin's Death Guard painted up, and I want to finish my Salamanders and my Orcs. Because my Orcs are mostly done. My Orcs are like 75% completely painted. I've got like all the layers done that I want on the small stuff. But it's mostly just like the first couple layers. It's all red. It's all like a nice purpley red. I love it so much. The supports are really bad on the model. Well, we also did use a FDM printer instead of the resin printer for a highly detailed model. So that is unfortunately bound to happen with stuff like that. Supports are never, honestly, supports are never your friend. They're a evil necessity, a necessary evil, as some would say. Oh, I see what you mean. I mean, we could probably take it with the snippers and maybe like see if we can slowly shave it away. But yeah, I know how that is. That's what happened to the Mortarian proxy we were gonna work on for your friend. We need to finish that one so you can have a Mortarian proxy for your death guard. Mortarian's expensive, dude. Like really expensive, especially here in America compared to the UK. Sebi, why don't you buy us Warhammer models and ship us Warhammer so we can play affordably? You don't have to. I'm just joking. Now, the hardest part about painting figures like this is to keep the paint consistent along like larger lengths of the model and stuff. And that's usually why I like to have softer brushes. It's easier to spread the paint around the way I want. Ooh, what you eat and get? Appreciate the lurk, thank you. Better off printing proxies, yeah, honestly. I do have a couple really nice proxies that I like for salamanders. I forget what the maker's name is, but they're called the Fire Lizards. And I really, really liked his sculpts. Like, they were awesome. Awesome sculpts. There's a lot. I'm spoiled for 3D prints because I'm an orc player. My 3D printing choices are way higher than any other faction. I feel like we're eating good with the 3D prints. I have like access to so much customizability, which is great because like I think my biggest complaint with GW is that the sculpts recently have become very monopose and it doesn't incentivize me to buy multiple kits even though the game does. The game wants me to have like 6 squads of orc boys, right? And I've had like millions of boys over the years, but currently the newer sculpts of boys, I can't build them in as many different poses and stuff, and it feels a little less personal. So I haven't I don't want to buy more than like 1 or 2 boxes of orc boys. I would rather just 3D print the rest and make them all unique. You can absolutely flex on your Warhammer stuff. Absolutely, Sebi. And if anyone else is in here and wants to share like hobby stuff, we don't have to talk about just Warhammer. But like there's a lot of different things that you can do with like 3D printing and stuff. We 3D printed my the phone holder for the better tracking, and look at this. Look at how good it is. We 3D printed the holder for that and just taped it up to the back of my computer screen. But now we've got most of the innards down. I don't want to risk like getting like too many brush strokes in there, so I'm going to let that dry before I go back over that. So now we're just going to take a once over and just look at all of the sides real quick. Make sure there's no obvious like horrendous spots that I want to go back over real quick. Honestly, I'd say it all looks pretty good because the rest of this I'm just going to paint over with the lighter parts anyway. So I'd say that's pretty solid, and I'm pretty much done with this color. This should all be relatively dry here soon. I'm going to go ahead and hit these little tiny splotches in the corners with just a nice brush over, a nice once over. Make everything very consistent. Hit the walls on this thing to bring out that top later on. Because the top needs love too. And at this point, I'm not even worrying if I'm getting brush strokes on the top of the crafting table. I'm just going to paint over it anyway. A little extra depth never hurt anybody. was at your Warhammer World for a tourney. Playing orcs, let's go. Repping the best faction. The boys is the best. Turn 2, had to announce the WA. Okay. So decided to do it top of your lungs. That's funny, Sebby. I feel like in the right circumstance, like a really good wall yell can be good. There are some times where it's not appropriate. Definitely don't do it at your friendly local game store. But you know, in the moment of like a tournament and everything where everyone's super tense and you know, the game's getting really serious and then you break that silence or break that tension with that real quick, I'm proud of you for that one. That's a good one, Sebby. Unless your friendly local game store is just into that. If y'all freaky like that, go for it. And then we're going to hit this last wall here. Oh, look at that. It's a little smudgy in some places. Bless you, Edgar. But this hand cam here is probably going to be a cat cam later. I think that'll be fun. Gonna go ahead and pull some of this on just to cover up some of the little inconsistencies. But like I said in the beginning, never ever let the imperfections bother you too much. Look at that. Much more even. I think as long as I've got the color on this thing, it's gonna look good, right? Tops always need love. Tops need aftercare too. All right, well that is about it for the dark spots. So now, because we've made this wet palette, it's very nice and damp in here. If we have to, I can always just add a little bit of water into it. But I'm gonna clean our brushes. I love this particular, which way is it? This way. It's got a little ridge at the bottom of this thing. It's got a little, yeah. Oh, I get a feed check. Let's go. But I love these because it's got a ridge at the bottom, which helps me brush off a lot of the excess paint. And it's got these little little things right here where I can wipe off on the sides too. It's a nice little paint cup. And we're going to let this rest on the keyboard right here because it's the only spot I have that angles downward. So we'll put that right there for now while I get my feed check. This is what y'all been feeding me. These are my free snacks. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And for the smaller details, we'll save our brush for later, but this is the one we're going to be using for later. So now, what is next on our color list? I'd say the next thing I would want to paint is probably the sides. Get that nice light umber, the opposite of what we were doing before. I'm going to grab our light umber this time. Absolutely, Sebby. Thank you for being here. Have a wonderful night. All right, and we got the light umber in the, move my paint pot over so y'all can see. We've got our light umber right there. I'm gonna thin it down just a little bit. Again, to that nice milky, but still got some pull to it consistency. And that should work just fine. Absolutely, Sebby, I got you. Do you want to be entered in? If you didn't react, definitely go react right now. You did perfect. So you're in the giveaway. I will let everyone know over Discord what the results are. You enjoy your sleeps, get good eats, get cozy. Have a wonderful rest of your night. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you so much. Night night. All right, so this is a little bit darker than I was thinking, but it's bright enough. But like I said, we're not going to sweat it. We're just going to roll with the punches, right? I may add some yellow, I think. Yeah, we'll add just a little bit of yellow. Or rather, quote unquote, golden brown. Just to add some of that just to add some of that brightness to it. Just a little bit. And then as we mix this should bring out the yellowiness. Oh, yeah, that looks so much closer already. It's a subtle difference, but you know what? I think it's worth it. And that's all that matters when you're painting, as if you think it's worth it. So now we're going to start with the walls on this side and work our way around. I got a lot of paint on the brush this time, a little more than I wanted. So what I'll do, I'm going to do multiple sides. That way I'm not wasting all this paint that I've got on here. Perfect. That should be enough. Uh-oh, I spilled over a little bit. Gotta be more careful. Oh well. Again, nothing to worry about, nothing you can't just go over later. I'm gonna hit this ridge right here. This is gonna be the most difficult part. Getting in those crevices. Is anybody going to be a part of Blue's movie night next Friday? Because I'm excited for that. Blue's hosting a public night where we're just all gonna watch a movie, hang out, chill. In Blue's server on next Friday at Eastern 7 p.m. If you are a part of that Discord or would want to be, Blue is going to be watching something. I don't know what. I would have to ask her, but she is unfortunately asleep right now. Get that right up in that ridge right there. Look at that. Oh, let's go. And what I'm doing right now is I see a little bit of pooling that I don't like. So I'm just using my brush to spread it a little bit. And because this is supposed to be wood, I can actually even not worry too much about the brush strokes in this because it just adds that little bit of wood-like texture too. And as you can see with that, with just a little bit of imagination added onto it, adds that wood-like texture as it's going to dry. It's going to make it look like even more wood. Oh, you're tired? Well, feel free to lurk as long as you like, Tiff. Get some sleep if you need to. Life comes first. I'm just glad you were here. Make sure you react in the Discord post if you want to be entered in the chance at the giveaway. I love how this is turning out. I'm like super happy with this. Oh, nice on the Delmise. And you know, I may have made a quote unquote mistake with the walls earlier, but like I said, it's not that big of a deal, and that just adds to like finding your style anyway. You know, if this goes well tonight, I may paint some more stuff in the future and just like give it away because I don't know, I like doing this, but I always end up with like way too much stuff on my shelf. I would rather it go to some place where somebody can like really appreciate it rather than just sit in my closet eventually. What's the top row looking like? So this little ledge is gonna be black, so I don't even need to worry about painting that. Now my default playlist on Nightbot is a lot of like happy hardcore stuff. That's usually what I go for. I always listen to stuff like that. But I feel like I might turn off the song requests, and if y'all have like an idea of like a vibe, I could just like put it on myself. That's only if we aren't feeling the music. Y'all just let me know. I'm gonna leave it up to y'all tonight. We're hanging tonight. Also, I have to look down a lot, so if it looks like my model's asleep, I'm not. It's just that's just what I have to do to paint. I'm shrimping. I could probably scoot a little bit closer. There we go. Lots of little tiny details I didn't notice about this model when well, Dolphin printed it actually. But there's so many tiny details. You know, I never would have noticed on like just like looking at it on Minecraft. I would have never noticed. I remember I was such a big like Minecraft kid. I loved it so much. I would build so many things. I never got into map art, like doing like pixel art with maps in the game. I know some of my friends were like really into that and they wanted to do it, and I was like, I don't know how. Like that's a lot. But eventually I found Warhammer in particular and got into like figure painting and stuff, and that became like my thing. And now we're here. I'm so happy I get to share my hobby with you guys, like for real. All right, and we almost have an entire another side done. But it's nice about painting is you just add a little bit at a time. And eventually it turns into something amazing. Yeah, see, I've noticed it dries just a teensy bit darker, but that's okay. We're going to start with the tiniest sections right here. And then work our way over to the bigger, easier to paint ones. There we go. What are y'all's hobbies, by the way? Like outside of video games and stuff. Like, have you guys ever had any interests or hobbies or stuff that you wanted to try? For me, well, I guess I technically video games like too. You know, that's a hobby as well. I know that video games are kind of what unite us all here on Twitch. Um, I guess for me, I would say like speedrunning games is something I've always wanted to do, but I never really got like around to doing it. I've tried like practicing in some ways, but it's intimidating, you know. I talked about this before, but I'm really glad I have friends in my Discord now who are like willing to help set these things up for me. We've actually got the emulators running really well right now, so I might be playing some Zelda here in the future. And I don't know if Kit wants to, but we are talking about getting a D&D game running. I don't know if they're into live streaming it, but we might do that one day. But I'm going to leave that up to the group because I don't want to say anything yet, which way or the other, or if that's just going to be a private game. But I'm excited for that. I'm kind of waiting to see what everyone else has picked, because I'm probably gonna feel like the role that we need the most in that game. I can heal slut for you. You love D&D? Let's go. What do you usually play, Tiff? I'm usually either a cleric or an artificer. But currently we have a witch and I forget what Maddie was saying because Maddie wanted to play something. I know Blue wants to be a witch though. Dolphin is like crazy into D&D stuff, which is weird because he hasn't actually ever played, I don't think. But he loves it. Druid, let's go. I've never played a druid. But I think I prefer half casters, honestly. That's kind of my go to. I like half casters a lot. I might play a ranger if we have. Oh, you okay, Dolphin?
Yeah, your daughter was currently ripping up a plastic bag.
Oh, Raven.
Yes.
Kitty's tearing up a plastic bag. A shepherd druid. What does that mean? I don't even know what that means. We are making some serious headway on this thing. Look at this. Halfway done with the sides out. Oh, I see it on camera. I've missed a couple spots here. Let's go ahead and knock those out real quick. There we go. That looks a little better. Feed Meeple. Oh, it's a subclass. I didn't even know. Thank you for the Feed Meeple. Oh. Oh, Dolphin came by and just shoved a zebra cake in my mouth, y'all. I love zebra cakes so much. They're so good. I must have done something really good to deserve this. Oh. Oh my god, that was so good. What did I do to deserve that?
There was one left.
No, thank you. Uh-oh. I went a little over on my paint there. So when that happens and it's into a spot where you really don't want it to be, just keep adding layers of paint until it looks right. So in this case, I have accidentally swiped into the darker recesses. We'll just add a little bit of extra dark umber there, just to fill in that spot, and that should do it. But painting to me has always been really nice because you can just, I don't know, lose yourself in it, you know? I think the reason why I never have streamed this before was because I always felt like it, I always felt like I would just like zone out and not be able to interact and stuff. But now that I have like more practice as a streamer, I think I'm able to like keep up a conversation well enough, you know? That looks pretty solid to me. I think I'm gonna do, oh, did I forget I did forget the little middle spot right there. So I'm gonna hit that real quick before I go to the next spot. There we go. And I'm gonna go ahead and hit the same side real quick. And now that I'm feeling pretty confident about it, I'm going to try and go faster on this side. Not because like we need to speed up or anything like that. Like honestly, I would say it's kind of counterintuitive to speed up when you're doing like a hobby. But just to push myself a little bit. See what I'm capable of, you know? But never with the pressure. Never ever want to pressure yourself while you're doing hobbies. Because the moment you put pressure on yourself, it stops becoming a hobby, you know? And just like that, all right, let's move up a little bit. Y'all gotta let me know if you can't see. Because unlike video games, I actually am looking down and away from chat. So I'm trying my bestest. And one thing I'm doing, just to note, is that as I'm painting alongside these things, before the paint dries, I like to just give it a nice little swipe like this to give those subtle brush strokes to make it look more wood-like. Because the layer lines go horizontally left to right too, so I want to paint into that and add, like if there's any extra ridges, I want to paint into it. That way it looks more wood-like, you know? Just to add like a sense of like character to it, you know? Sometimes I do have to go vertically, and that's okay. But the big, nice open areas, I definitely want to hit those sideways areas more often than I do the vertical strokes. Just like so. And since I'm not too worried about the upper ridges because I'm about to just go over them with a black paint anyway, don't even worry about just tipping over your brush to the edge there. Just focus on getting that layer that you're working on perfect as much as you want. Well, perfect's not the word I would use, but however you want it to look, whatever feels most joyful. This sparks joy. How many people have we got reacted in the Discord so far? Like, how many people are in the giveaway? Oh yeah, what I was saying about this is not a test earlier. It's Fallout inspired. So it's like a camping like Fallout inspired miniatures game, but it's also miniature agnostic, so you can bring whatever minis you want. Which is very, very nice for games like that. You don't have to buy like the official ones. So you can make or just bring whatever ones you got laying around as long as they look right. Like, you know, that's just kind of like the vibe of that game. All right. Making some solid progress now. I've got my confidence up. I know what I want to do with the rest of the model. I'm going to just go ham. And once you've like got your rhythm down, a lot of the time, before you even know it, it just starts going by. The time flies. You're having a good time. And the model just starts coming together, you know? All starts coming together. Oh, hello, kitty. There's a kitty on the desk. No, she's not interested in coming over to the camera. She's camera shy. I think my favorite colors to paint with are the same colors I've put into my model. The greens, the browns, the foresties, the earth tones, they, for whatever reason, always call to me. And I think every single miniature army I've ever painted up, as far as like wargaming goes, I've always done the same thing where I include like a lot of green as my primary color too, and I don't know why. I can't explain it, but it feels homey, you know? Ooh, we might have to make some more paint for this color because I am running very low. Yeah, I have used up all of the paint I have access to. It's very dry on the wet palette now. There's only a very thin layer left, which is great. That means I underestimated how much I needed. Boom. Well, looks like I have run out of the wet portion of the paint, so I've got to make some more. Luckily, we had a very easy consistency to mimic. Nice little bit of dark umber. Uh-oh. I spilled way too much golden brown. Uh-oh. That's okay. We'll take the leftover drips. And mix it in with that. There. Mix that all together nice and good. Okay, that looks about right. Had to do some improv there for a sec, but we got the color back right. All right, let's get the last little crevices up in here. And the really nice thing about painting something like a crafting table as well is that a lot of the sides are identical, so you don't have to think super hard about the colors you want to do. So that's always a nice little bonus. Now next up, in addition to all of these sides, we've got to get the top layers around. Or not layers, but like the top like corners around. So I'm just going to hit those really quick. There's not too much paint that needs to go in there. But because we made a wet palette has the very nice added benefit of making your paints last a very long time on the wet surface. So we're just going to nice and swash that in there and make it nice and even. Get those colors nice and even. And this should be the end of the light umber right here. Like I said, never really worry about the imperfections as you go. You're just going to paint over it anyway. Lowest recesses to highest. Gonna hit all the parts that I may have missed before. We give it a nice once over before we put the color away. even out any thin parts that don't quite look right. And I think that looks pretty good. There's a little couple weird spots like right there I want to hit, just to get rid of the blank looking areas. Just to get rid of any unfinished look. And there we go. And that's all of the light umber that I really want to do, I think, for right now. Yeah, because you never want to sit there and spend too long just looking over the same thing. You'll drive yourself crazy trying to find imperfections, because every artist will find imperfections with everything they do, you know? You no reason to do that to yourself. So what's next is, I think we should work on the next lowest point, which is the bright reddish brown in the middle. We decided we were going to be using a nice mahogany for this one, but we're going to brighten it up with a little bit of, I think, the golden brown as well. That's going to be our uniting color, that thing that drags it all together, you know? Give this a good shake. Yeah, that mahogany is very dark. It needs to be brightened up just a little bit. Oh my goodness, that's just a very reddish brown is all it is. So we're going to hit it with probably a 1-to-1. Just to see how that looks. So that looks very similar to the lighter brown, but not quite the same. It's got that nice reddish tone. I think a 1-to-1 is very close. We'll say a 2-to-3. So like 3 drops worth of the mahogany and 2 drops of the golden brown will probably be about what we want to do, I think. Just to really bring out that red color. And that'll be just plenty. Oh yeah, look at that. That's exactly what we want to see, I think. And even if it's not perfect, it doesn't matter. Nice little happy Minecrafting. All right. Now, are there any other, there's no other like bright red areas I really want to hit. Like I know we could have hit this little, probably this top part as well, but we'll save that for last. So we'll start with these nice inner edges, I think, and then work our way towards the middle. The key is always consistency. And it's okay if you raise up on the walls a little bit. Again, imperfections just add a little bit of style. But you never want to be drowning in paint like I just did, though. Too much paint will just make it look gloopy. Make it harder to spread later as it dries. Less is always more when it comes to painting. Because you can always add more. It's always hard to take away. There we go. Nice solid looking piece of material, I think. I dare say we did pretty good on that. Now to hit the center. And you might ask yourself, or you might ask me, Maple, why are you leaving the left, or is it left or right side for you? It's probably right side for you. It's inverted. Why are you painting in the direction? Well, I don't want to hit the corners, the edge, as I'm pulling the brush over like this. So I like to try and drag the brush, but when I'm pulling and it goes up like this, the last part of my stroke goes upward. That way it doesn't dip into the that opposite corner, and we'll just hit that later. We'll hit that on a second pass. That way the brush is always leaving away from the edges, and I'm not risking hitting the undersides, the lower parts, those valleys that we worked so hard on earlier. So I'm just going over it a couple times with the nice mahogany. Because unlike drawing with things like markers and stuff, painting does not require a lot of like pressure at all. So you can take it very easy and still achieve a very solid result on something you want to achieve. But all I'm doing when I paint is I'm just pulling. Pull the paint to the place you want it to go. And if you run out of paint to where it'll stretch too far, you just add a teensy bit more and keep on pulling. Consistency is the key. Nice and even. And look at that. Nice mahogany. I think I might hit these walls a little bit as we go along because I didn't quite hit them with the darker spot. So we'll just cover it up with the mahogany look. And then just copy the color change that we did going this way. And we'll just hit it a once over real quick for each side. That way it all comes out nice and equal. Just looking for any of the white spots to cover up that primered look. Gotta hit that outer wall too. Yeah, I think that looks all right. I don't see any obvious white spots. There we go. So now the last thing we need to do is hit the rest of the tools and the black lines across the whole model to bring it all together. And then we'll finish it up by touching up these spots right here with mahogany. And that will basically be the model. So now, I need to get out my coal black. I don't even know if I've ever used this. Doesn't look like it. I might have to open this up. We're gonna clean off our brush while we got a second. I do hope you guys are enjoying the stream so far. This is a big change from what we usually do. But I'm enjoying myself. I am very, very much enjoying myself. Yeah, I haven't even opened this thing. It's still sealed. Okay. Gonna pop this open real quick. This is a brand new bottle of Coal Black. All right, got a new bottle open. Give it a good old shake. There's usually a little ball bearing in there to help mix up the paints the way you need them to. We'll just plop a little bit down. I'm going to add 2 nice little squirts there because we're going to be using a lot of black for the remainder of this. And then, oh, look at that. It's already a perfect consistency for what we're looking for. That is amazing. Oh yeah, that's what we like to see. All right, so now everything that's not a tool on this is going to now get painted with the black. And black is a very easy color to work with. Your imperfections are never as obvious. And we do need to hit the handles on the tools as well with the black. The hardest part will be getting that line work done on those. Let's see. The handle on the hammer goes down to about right here. So we'll use the detail brush to finish this one off later. Now on this one, I think I am going to go over the edges on all of these. Give it that outlined look. And if you spill over, it's not the end of the world. The world would be a very boring place if everything were perfect after all. And the same is true in art. Art would be very, very boring if it were perfect. We've got right here, looks like, is where the line cuts off for this. So we'll draw a nice little line to block off where we want the silver to go, or the gray rather. It's not really a silvery texture on Minecraft, it's very gray. Now, to anyone who is still lurking in here, I got a question for you. If you had to pick any one video game to be the best video game, like what would you vote for? What do you think the actual objectively best is? For me, I'm thinking Tetris. I feel like Tetris is just like, it's just a game everyone can play, you know? Tetris too? Yeah, yeah, Meowdy, we're on the same page. I think Tetris is objectively like one of the best, if not the best. Get this in here. Because, like, Tetris is just one of those games, like, I think it appeals to literally everyone in some way. Everyone can play Tetris, you know? Like, heck, I played Tetris 99 on Argot's stream the other day. I don't even play, like, Tetris 99. It was very easy to pick up. So it made me think about that. I was like, I think Tetris is just like the go-to game. It's also the most like easily understood, I think. Look at that. That is a wonderful, wonderful shade of black on all those. Once those dry and nicely even out, that's going to be perfect. I'm going to take some of the excess from here and hit those edges all around. Bless you, Dolphin.
Direct impact.
Hit these upper edges as well before I forget. Because this is the step where we're now going to be kind of cleaning up the look of everything. Making it look a little bit more professional. Not that I'm professional to be any which way. Tetris of the Goat, if you're talking fave. Shadow of the Colossus, yeah, that's a good classic. It's a good go back to game. For me, Wind Waker is my go-to game. That's my comfy game. I think it's probably one of my favorites. Shadow of the Colossus is one I have not played in a very long time. I think I should probably play the remaster if I ever get a chance to. I've only ever played the original. I never played Eco, though. What do you think of Eco, Tiff? Yakuza 0, another game I've never played. I know, so this might be a meme by this point, but like, how would you hook somebody on Yakuza? Like, what would you pitch to them? Like, how would you start them off? Like, say, hey, start here. Because the Yakuza games, like, I literally don't know anything about them. I just know that there's a lot of like discussion around them, discussion that I don't understand. Are you actually playing as a Yakuza member? Are you playing like as a anime BS Yakuza member? Are you playing like what's the premise, I guess, too? That's a hard question to answer. Well, I mean, try and explain it to me. Explain it to me like I'm dumb. Because I am dumb. Oh, you want to know something else that I figured out with the face tracking? Watch my mouth real quick. I can do this. Isn't that so awesome? I think it's adorable. Oh, yeah. Face punching real estate mogul dates deranged strip club monopoly owner. Those are words, and you have arranged them into the form of a sentence very loosely. I don't understand it. Those are words that you have used to describe something. So I suppose I set the bar very low for that. All right, I'm going to go back to looking down Maple so I can focus on this one. But I am listening to you guys still. I'm looking, because I can still look over and see. But yeah, Yakuza is one of those. Is it like, on a scale of 1 to Kingdom Hearts, how difficult is it to explain Yakuza to somebody who doesn't understand it? I would love the Yakuza games. Why? Real Yakuza members endorse it. That's a crazy statement. 5 for complexity, 10 for strangeness. I think 5 for complexity is a very good, a good way to pitch a game to me. It is incredible strange. The story itself is not the weird part. Everything that happens around the story Story made you bawl. Wow. So the story is normal, but the game is weird? I don't understand. How does that work? I'm sure you all are trying to say this to not spoil anything, but I guess I don't follow. The side stories are wild. Interesting. So it's not like Kingdom Hearts weird. Is it more like Saints Row weird? Or is it more like Beautiful Joe weird? God, do y'all remember Beautiful Joe? I remember Beautiful Joe. Those are just the games I think of when y'all say weird. Characters are expertly written, but the story is weird. They're written into bizarre stories that curious. Someone like on an adult daycare full of hyenas will then fight him for not wanting to act like a baby. Okay, that is strange. A rather unfortunate time to say same, Tiff. This is among the less weird sub stories. Oh my. Okay, so this is like what's like Devil May Cry esque kind of vibes what I'm getting. Oh, that's wholesome though. I'm not sure how this ties into the actual Yakuza members endorse the game, but sure. Oh, y'all gotta tell me if I'm not like aiming the crafting table down at you guys. Gotta be a good streamer after all. All right, and what do the shares get? Okay, it's just the two little splotchies up here that get the black. I love conscious dominatrix. I don't know why, but I love it so much. Oh no, I twitched and I spilled over. Oh well. This is something I can go back over later to touch it up with the detail brush. Not the end of the world. He's your favorite in all of fiction. Wow, that's a big statement. I don't know who mine would be. I need to play more games to find out. But I'm definitely willing to try this now that y'all have like explained a little bit to me. This is nice. Like I think I would definitely try this game out. Oh, it routinely goes on sale. I'll keep an eye out. I'll put it on my wish list for sure. All right. Look at that. It's coming along super nicely. I definitely need more black paint though before the end of this. Because we are going to be burning through our black paint. $6 is super cheap. Holy heck. Yeah, it sounds like a really fun time. Oh, I see. I understand. I understand what you're saying, Dolphin. Okay, so it's more just like about the operative side of things that they endorse. Aw, that makes sense. Yakuza Zero, I believe, is the one that we're just in general, but Yakuza Zero is the one that sparked it all. Could color me interested though, honestly. Top five for you too. I knew it was up there for you, Dolphin. That's crazy though. Oh, you've already got a key for, or you've got a key for four. Is that like is that one's come out, or is that a newer one? How many Yakuza games are there? It's an older one. Okay. Also, welcome back, Kit. We are on the outline layer of all the black edges. 8 main series, 20 total entries. That is amazing. Oh my god, that's crazy. You know, I think now is about time. Every so often, it is good to take a step back and admire your work. Just look at all the progress we made. This thing started off completely like this. It all looked like this when we started. But look at that. I think the outline layer really adds a ton to it. I've got to go back over that little spillage I did later, but you know what? Who cares? That's just more paint we get to do. But right now I'm doing the innards of the outline of the crafting area. And I'm just not even worrying about the spillage over right now. I love how the song that mentions Minecraft is playing during this stream. That's great. I feel like this song comes on at least once a stream. Didn't Captain Sparkles' Minecraft parody song, didn't that get taken down after a while? I remember it was like one of the most viewed videos on YouTube, but I think it got taken down for some reason, which is heartbreaking. I love Captain Sparkles. He's just my goofy boy. I adore that guy so much. I don't watch him anymore, but I remember liking him as a person a lot. Who were some YouTubers that you guys grew up with? I grew up with, the classics, good old PewDiePie, Jack, Captain Sparkles, Markiplier, all them. I miss Apollo Legend. He was such a sweet being. God rest his soul. Never deserved what happened to him. But yeah, who are some of y'all's YouTubers? What are y'all's childhood YouTubers? I was a Minecraft kid, so I was in that sphere. Minecraft and Rocket League, I think. Speaking of remasters, this song is a remaster of a classic Vocaloid song. Oh no, I messed up. I messed up horribly on that little spot right there. It spilled over a lot. But the beauty of painting is that you can always just keep painting over the spots you miss. That's what happens when you get into a rush, though. Oh no, welcome in. How's it going? Rooster Teeth and Funhouse. I did like Rooster Teeth, of course. I loved Ruby. Never got into Red versus Blue, but I know you really like it. I think Red versus Blue, going in and trying to watch it as an adult, has really made me realize how much I've changed as a person. Because, like, there's a lot of, like, the dude bro humor that just didn't really, like, catch me? Like, Dolphin will talk about it, and, like, it really sounds like a phenomenal show. But a lot of the dude humor doesn't really get to me. Obviously, like, trans and everything, but it used to when I was younger. But I've definitely like changed my taste as far as that go, which is a very interesting little way to look at it. Because yeah, I don't feel like I've really changed myself that much, but there are parts of me that have changed in that way. It's so good. Funhouse. Watch season one. Humor was just yeah. It's like it wasn't bad. I didn't hate it. I didn't not enjoy watching it. It just wasn't my thing. I'm gonna clean my brush real quick. It's kind of like our overlap, like, kind of hits harder on anime than it does, like, web series, I guess. But I can see how good of a show it is, though. Like, I can clearly tell, like, there's a lot of love put into that. There's a lot of, like, good things that seem to have come out of it. Good people grew up on that show. All the respect to Red versus Blue. I mean, we could try that. I'm down. Interesting thing just happened. I may have over thinned the black on this, and it really doesn't catch the edge of that hand axe right there. I will extend an earlier question to you guys as well, Kit and Hono, since you guys weren't here for the last one. What do you guys think the best video game is? Like, as far as your favorites go, we kind of said Tetris is probably the best overall. You know, like it's the goat. But like, what's y'all's comfy game? What's y'all's cozy go back to game no matter what? For me, it was Wind Waker. I know we had Shadow of the Colossus, Yakuza 0. Dolphin, what did you say? I forget what your go to game was. I'm gonna get this edge in here real quick. I'm about to have to start putting more black paints on the wet palette because I'm actually about to run out. Spyro's your babby. I love Spyro. It's such a good game. I miss Spyro. I want a reboot. Give me a Spyro reboot right now. Monster Hunter, yeah. Good franchise. I need to play more of it. I like the pomp of Monster Hunter. Like I like the situation. I like the concept, the just being in the game. It feels really fun. It's a great game for that. Class identity is very strong in that game too. I think that's one of its best traits, honestly. Dibs, how's it going? Thank you so much. I'm very happy with how this thing's coming out. Got to touch up some of these edges this side. Like right in here, I want to touch that up a little bit. But it's coming along. I'm very happy with how it's coming out. Oh yeah, Dibs. Connor didn't reply to my message. I hope I didn't offend her or anything. But if y'all don't do emotes, I do apologize for asking. I may have made an assumption there. Let Connor know I love her. She's amazing. Play a shit ton of Minecraft. Let's go. I've recently been trying out Hytale. Hytale's been very fun. Super cozy game. But speaking of oh, okay. It was just a missed message. Okay. No, for context, I'd asked Connor in a DM if she'd be interested in animating an emote because I knew that she did yours. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. That's no fun. I know you had a sick kiddo. I didn't realize you guys were sick too. That's so bad. That's oh. Well, I hope that you guys have gotten plenty of rest, vitamins, chicken noodle soups, all the good stuffs. That sucks. Oh. I'm glad I didn't catch anything, but Dolphin had a weird thing with his eye was hurting. It was very red for a couple days. I'm glad I didn't catch any of that, but we never figured out what that was. It wasn't pink eye or anything. It was just irritated for like a few days. All right. Let's take a step back for a sec. I love how this is coming. I think I should have gone a little brighter on the top. I think that would have done some favors to it, but that's okay where it's at. Just for like the look of it. But this side right here, we can really see how it's meant to come together. It's almost there. Oh, I'm so happy with this. Thank you so much. Take your time though. Get better first. I'm in no rush on stuff like that. Oh, that makes sense. It might have been Edgar, because Edgar's been sleeping on my face lately. Where was that one? There it is. This is the one. Dibs, are you in for the raffle? Oh yeah, that's very true as well. Also, you just ran downstairs for something. Makes sense. Makes sense. I hope you guys got yourselves in for the raffle. Pop on over to Discord if you haven't. Get yourself in. You might be able to win the crafting table. He didn't want to take it. I was thinking about doing a Pokemon card giveaway. I have like a couple packs that's just sitting around. I have like zero desire to collect Pokemon cards anymore, but I still own a few unopened packs. And I was like, you know what? I wonder if like what Twitch's like rules are on like raffles and stuff. You know, with the Minecraft crafting table, I know it's fine because it's just a free thing, but I wonder like if there's like a rule for like raffles and stuff, you know? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. I don't want to take a risk on it if there's like a danger for like valuable stuff. But I really want to do that. Like, I would love to open up Pokemon packs on stream. I think that'd be very fun. Not like as like a full-time thing, just like every now and then be like, hey, you guys, I got some Pokemon packs. And then just like give them to people because I don't want them, you know? But I also don't want to get in trouble. And I really like what we've built here on this channel with this community. So I just figured I'd err to the side of caution. And that's how I came up with the idea for this. You with claw machines. I can't believe we used that whole little, let me move out of the way of the crafting table. I can't believe I used that whole little section of black already. That's wild. You don't know a thing and you still watch them, right? They catch me every now and then. Oh my God, Dolphin shared with me this video on TikTok. It was of a penguin and he was opening up a can of sardines like it was a Pokemon pack. And then like his flipper started shaking and he like pulled out the sardine and like put it in the card sleeve and it was just like squelching and it was so funny. God, I love that video so much. And then he just like goes, ah, 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 ah. It was beautiful. I loved it so much. I don't think that there's a funnier video on the internet right now. Maybe Duke, Do You Want the Ball? Duke, Do You Want the Ball is a classic. What are some other good videos like that? There's some good slapstick humor too. But Dolphin got me good on Duke, Do You Want the Ball? I got him on uh, the Death Note thing where he's going, eh. It's like me when the waiter asks what I want to drink. It's just so long. And he's just like, soda. That's one of my favorites. Not me as a kid when I didn't know what the term for edge highlighting was, and I called it edging. Orwell's French wine commercial. You're gonna have to share that one with me. I don't know that one. Wow, we're actually almost done. This is crazy. Folgers Classic. Wait, I know that one. I know that one, Meowdy. Yes, you and I are on the same wavelength tonight. I know that one. That's so funny. Oh my god, that one is so good. Reaction channel time. I don't know that one. He keeps having to do takes. He keeps actually drinking the wine. Oh no. That's I love comedy like that. I used to be really into sketch comedy. Like if you guys know Tomska or Jack and Dean, I used to be really into them. Glorious Ducks. Honestly, anything with ducks is good. Ducks are wonderful creatures. Oh, what we got here? I can actually click these live. This is amazing. There you go. It was beautiful. Ducks for the uninitiated. That was a beautiful video. Dolphin's a tax evader, everyone. He's evading taxes. Report him. Foot soaking steak? What is that? It was on the recommend. Oh, was it an ordinary sausage video? Wait, are we gonna have to explain? Let me clean my brush real quick. We might have to take a minute. Am I about to show off the wonderful Mr. Sausage? Hang on. Hang on. Is it this steak boiled in foot soaking salt? Yeah, hang on. Hang on. Let me pause that real quick. All right. Let me move this down. There you go. Okay. So we're going to watch an ordinary sausage video. It's a minute long. Didn't know that either, Divs. Here, let me put that away. This is the greatest channel on YouTube. If you don't know who this guy is, he just makes sausages and weird food. He just does everything amazing. I love him. Can y'all hear it all right? Yeah, okay, you can. Oh my God. Just a little bit. And he always puts way too much oil. Wow, that's a surprising one for Mr. Sausage. He almost always cooks these medium rare. It's almost always medium rare. Dolphin, if we had to show somebody a sausage video, which one would you pick? The video's quiet. How's that? Big surprise. All right, we're gonna go to Mr. Sausage's channel. This is Ordinary Sausage. Mr. Sausage is the greatest YouTuber I have ever seen. All he does is make things into sausages. Let me see. Let's move the videos over here so y'all can see a little bit. There you go. Which one would you guys like to watch? What's a good sausage? I think we've seen like every single one, haven't we? Don't. Trash can. Yes, what an amazing one. All right, you guys, we're watching this. How's the volume? That's pretty accurate, honestly. This is one of my favorite videos because for like the next 3 videos, he was still mad about these stupid things. Uh-oh. We're watching Ordinary Sausage. Oh no, yes. I'm showing chat this. These are amazing. I love this man. No. No, they just go whole hog on their sausage for you. 11? Oh, the deep fried cookie dough. I was a long time ago, I think. I don't remember what the first one Dolphin showed me was, but Dolphin introduced me to this guy. And since then, we've seen like every video. Look at that. That hot sauce looks so good. I would kill for something like that. What was the truffle hot sauce we got? Do you know the brand, Dolphin? Because my coworker was asking. That truffle hot sauce we got is so good. I feel like we could make this, honestly. Oh, not off the top of your head, okay. I genuinely feel like we could make this. This doesn't look hard to make. Oh, carnita nachos with that hot sauce. Oh, that's sounding really nice right now. He has such a problem with Guy Fieri after this. Cause sure, why not? And the best part is he's just gonna like destroy everything he makes for his sausages. Now this is Mr. Sausage. It looks awful. It looks so bad coming out every time. No. What's that? 11. Yeah, get her done. Oh, there was no nacho water. Isn't it the most glorious thing you've ever seen? Oh no. One time he actually followed a recipe was when he made Homer Simpson's waffles. Is that it? I mean, technically, he made the recipe. He's so mad. I don't think this one bursts. I think this one actually came out in like a solid. Yeah, yeah, it was pretty solid. That's a gorgeous looking sausage, honestly. I'd eat that. How about you guys? I would definitely eat those. Mush, you know. And I meant them. Let's go. That's a solid sausage score. It's unfortunate that it didn't blow. And there was no sausage water this time. How disappointing. How disappointing. And he's like he went off on these like the on the not on the nachos for like 6 videos. Yes, we got to share them in Discord. I want to watch them with you guys. All right, let's get back to our. Oh, all right. Forgot to wipe off my brush. Got all of my gloves. I love Mr. Sausage. He's so great. Honestly, though, we're gonna finish this really soon. Please feel free to share your favorite YouTubers. Oh, a media show. Yeah, good idea. I should make one of those after stream. I could just make Dolphin a moderator in the Discord too and make him do it. I don't know. I overwork Dolphin enough. Painting stream with interlude. Yes, meme interludes are amazing. We should do meme interludes more often. The memerludes, the minterludes, the meme, the we watch funny video. But yeah, Ordinary Sausage is amazing. He just like uploads like 3 or 4 videos a week like that. Probably even more than that. But yeah, that's Ordinary Sausage. He makes sausage. Do it. Make Dolphin do it. Oh, Primitive Technology. I remember hearing something about that. I've never watched them. How does that work? I'll make Dolphin a mod for the Discord server. I should, honestly. Dolphin, are you ready to work more harder for me? More. Are you ready to work more for me?
I'm currently doing taxes.
Oh, well, you know what? I'll save it for later then. He's doing his taxes. We'll make him work harder later. He's actually being a functional adult.
Well, that's a stretch.
He doesn't talk. It's all subtitles over here. That's so funny. So what goes on in primitive tech? I know like the idea. I think it's like, isn't it just like some dude that just makes things out of like actual like nothing? Like he just uses his hands or something? I don't remember. I think my favorite video that I found last year was one of the craft YouTubers that I watch. He made a Howl's Moving Castle out of literal junk. And that was such a cool video. I'm still thinking about it. Like, anytime I want to get inspired to do art stuff, I just think about that video. Yes, Junk Guy's amazing. Working his way through the Stone Age in his backyard in Australia. Wow. I remember there was one of those primitive tech channels. It wasn't like primitive tech itself, but it was like some dudes were caught faking their sculpts or something like that, which makes me kind of sad. Because don't fake art. Art isn't meant to be like a profession anyway. It's meant to just be something that we do. Our weird little neat selves do. He created a forge. Holy crap. And reading his stuff at the ends. Aww. Yeah, why lie about art? You can just do it. It's for fun anyway. That's good. At least you're in the positive. I usually owe money. I don't like being an adult. Puppies shouldn't have to adult. Puppies should just puppy. tiny amounts of iron. Oh, is it like panhandling? I remember my parents thought it would be fun to take me like actual panhandling once. And they actually made me pan for gold. You know, it's a weird thing thinking about like your past and stuff, like all your memories, because there's actually a moment in my life where I know I developed a like actual trauma. Like I have an actual phobia of snakes. I'm terrified of snakes. And I know exactly when it happened. I know exactly why it happened, and I know exactly everything that was going on. It's really weird. I am terrified of snakes now. You ate snakes too? Do y'all want to hear the story? Like, I don't know if like it would actually like cause like some people like to like shiver or anything. It's not like a super scary story, but there is a little bit of a trigger warning on it. Um, but I'll tell the story if you guys want. But it's really weird to think about like knowing that I actually have like a moment of trauma that I'm like weirdly aware of, and even though I'm aware of it, I'm still scared. So basically, when little Meeple was a tiny puppo, I was about, I'd say like 5 to 7. I think I was 7 because it was my birthday, right? And my mom worked at a place called Reptile Gardens, and she was actually one of the animal handlers there. And she was doing a demonstration, and she and her co-host, they worked together. They thought that it would be really cool to get me up there for my birthday, and I was like, "Oh, cool! I'll get to have the snakes, or I get to hold like a big old snake." And they had like a really big. It was like a either a boa or a python. It was massive, right? And they actually put like a part of its body over the back of my neck. And I was just like grinning from ear to ear because back then I thought like dinosaurs and reptiles were cool and stuff, right? And the snake didn't like the way that they put it on my neck. And it actually like coiled around my neck, and they had to get like professionals to get it off. I was terrified. I couldn't breathe for a bit. But yeah, like I just froze. I remember like I was super still. I was up on stage. I already had stage fright really bad. I was already like nervous, and then the snake wrapped around. I was like terrified. I like it was in front of a bunch of people. I was crying. I was frozen in fear. The snake was wrapping around, and they had to like it took like 5 minutes of them like trying to get me to calm down because they were like this. I guess the snake was like sensing my tension. But yeah, like I remember like getting lightheaded for a little bit too, but it was terrifying. Like just feeling how like innately powerful that snake was. It was like holy heck. Never wanted to touch a snake since. Absolutely can't go near them. But yeah, that's my trauma story. Why I'm terrified of snakes. Yeah, that was a thing that happened to little Maple. But I don't know. We grow from stuff like that. It definitely shapes you in a way. You don't think that's a phobia? Isn't that what a phobia is? That's just common sense, being afraid of snakes. Now, I'm also terrified of alligators and crocodiles, which is funny because I grew up in Florida. But I don't know why. Just like the concept and presence of them terrifies me. They're oh, phobias are irrational because they don't have a reason. Okay. Or maybe it's like a reason that like is kind of in your head. Like there's no foundation for the reason. It's more of just like you created it maybe. I don't want to say fabricated, but that might be the best word. That makes sense. That makes sense. You know what I think I'm going to do in addition to giving this away? I think I'm going to write a little letter to whoever I send it to. It's a little positive reinforcement, positive affirmations. No, thank you for being here as part of the stream too. I miss letter writing. I used to write letters all the time. Did y'all ever have a pen pal? I wanted a pen pal so bad, but I never had one. But I used to write letters to people just because. I've never gotten one back though. Oh, you had two pen pals? What was it like having a pen pal? Did it feel like a real friendship? Like, how does it compare to a physical flesh and bones friend? I'm checking all the edges right now, seeing if there's any like obvious spots I missed on the black lining. A lot of little spots in here, touching up. It's hard to get those corners sometimes. I think that's doing pretty nicely. We need to get a gray now, and actually, honestly, that's a pretty solid gray, but I wish I had hadn't spilled over right there. Oh, you email now. You really want to see a big family? Okay, that's sweet. Aw. You catch up in chunks. That's amazing. I love that. I love that for you so much. Okay, so the last piece we need is the little mahogany looking piece right there. I'm gonna grab our mahogany again. This is the last. Oh, actually, I've got a little bit of mahogany left. No, it's dried. Never mind. Grab a little mahogany here. We wanted 2 parts. And then 1 part of that golden brown that we've got a little bit left over of. So we'll take a little chunk, mix that together to get the same color we had before. And I always like to like do my measurements in like parts, like you say, like 1 part this, 2 parts that sort of thing. It helps like keep track of like color mixing very easy. That's one of the things I don't know, one of my little painting quirks. So it's not quite the reddish that I wanted before. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in just a little splash of actual red. Just the tiniest little splash. Make sure to shake up your paint. Make sure to shake it up. All right. Just to get that extra splash in there. I probably should have brought paper towels with me. That's okay. I can just change gloves when needed. And I think this will do for the brown on the ends of the crafting table. Getting that red mixed in there is very difficult. Red's a very aggressive color. Uh-oh. I think my camera died. My camera didn't die, but my phone's about to die. Hang on. There we go. All right. Never had this problem on stream. How long have we been going? Does anyone know how long the stream? I got eepies. Eepies. We're going to get this red part right here done. And then this will be the last piece we do. $230, almost $240. Not bad for a painting stream. Oh no, I've got to do the tools. That's right. That's the last part I've got to do. Look at that red. I think that stands out really nicely. Nice pop on that color. But a crafting table is very brown, so it's hard to get the colors to really stand out on them. And that's okay. That's what it's meant to do. And to think, I almost bought a plushie version of this little crafting table a few days ago. I was like, why can't I just paint one of these? Like, I could just make one. And then it blended with my idea to give away Pokemon cards. And I'm like, this is much better. I like this. I still want to give away Pokemon cards on stream. I think that sounds very fun. I don't want to get involved in the Pokemon card chase things that people do where they like go crazy for them. Because I know that there's a lot of scammers out there and I want to keep my distance from that. But like as like a maybe every now and then thing, you know, that would be kind of nice. Oh, sorry. I got a little too into that paint right there. We're doing the edges of this right now. It's been a very interesting thing, like adapting some of the way my painting habits for a stream environment. I would say I'm learning a lot here because I have to keep it visible to the camera, you know, and also be like popping in every now and then, letting you guys know I'm still here and alive. I'm not like zoned out. It's definitely a change of pace because normally like I have like it over here with my face, right? But for stream purposes, I'm actually keeping this about 2 feet in front of me. And I'm actually keeping in mind the angle of what you guys have to see too, because y'all are at an opposite angle to me. So you guys are looking down from this way, and I'm looking down from like over here. So it's just it's very new. It's a new feeling. But it's been fun though. Like I want to do this again one day. I had a lot more fun with this than I thought I would. I thought it was going to be just a vibey stream, but I'm enjoying yapping. So now the only thing left to do is hit those gray tones. I'm going to clean off this brush. And what we're going to do is 2 more steps. We have to hit the gray, of course, get all the colors on there. And then I will touch up all the little nitty gritty details. We wanted that warm gray. Where was it? Yeah, a nice warm gray. And that should be more than enough. And then we'll touch up any of the edges that look really bad. I may actually, since this is getting a little, the brush is getting a little rough, I'm going to swap over to my detail brush and I'll just finish off the rest of the details on these smaller pieces here. And we're just going to paint up these little nice areas like this. And with a nice, smaller, finer brush like this. Normally I save this for my detail work on my Warhammer miniatures, for example, things like that. But this is a small enough surface that I don't mind pulling this out for that. I do prefer finer brushes like this. Taxes have been filed. Welcome back. I'm glad that you were able to be a more functioning adult than I am, at least. I'm just a silly puppy. I don't know anything. Taxes elude me. I don't evade them, they evade me. This is a... Here, I don't know the exact size, but here's the paint code if you would like to see that. Come on, get the light on it. There you go. There's the code. BR7005. That's it's by the Army Painter. That's the brush I'm using. I hope that helps. I don't typically prefer the finer brushes for flat details like this, but the more detailed a model is, the more comfy they become. And because a lot of wargame miniatures have tons of detail, to the point where people are actually calling it detail bloat now, like they're over detailed, some people say. But brushes like this are very handy for that. But I should do the sides of these as well to make it just look a little bit more cohesive. So I'll paint this up right here like this. Get it over that edge. If anything, my paint is just a little bit too thick on this part right here. And remember, kids, thinner is always better with paint. Less is more with paint. But what I was saying early on in the stream about how I'm just pulling paint instead of like rubbing it in, it's just a lot of like circle motions like this, up and down and pull. And that's the way you do this. Better spreadage. That's a 00? Okay. Yeah, I know this is a very fine brush. I like them because they got this like triangular shape for the handle, and I can put like an index finger over here for control. It's super precise, right? Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I think that's a part of like the difference in like what we paint as well. I think like I do more figure painting, so this brush is a very standard one for me. Versus like canvas painting and stuff. I think you just said you do canvas, right? If I remember right. That kind of stuff is you're gonna have like a wider swath of brushes to work from. You probably don't need tiny ones like this near as often. It's just necessity is all it is. Like what you use them for. Paper watercolor, gotcha. Honestly though, I think canvas painters, anybody who can paint from a blank sheet of anything, are very impressive painters. I actually struggle with that sometimes, unless I have like a very particular thing I want in my brain to paint. But figure painting helps a lot because I kind of already know what I want to do. Oh, it's smaller. Oh, wow. What did you say yours was? Oh, it was a 020. Okay, I was like, what? That's crazy. This isn't my smallest brush, but it's a small one. This is a detail brush. It's not quite like my fine detail brush, but this is my most standard brush that I work with. My go-to, my old, oh, sorry, my old trusty, good old reliable, as they say. There we go. We're almost done. Just some touch-ups after this. I might even leave like some of the errors in there just to show that it's very hand painted. I am after all what they call very amateur. I am not a professional. All right. I think I like the brighter look on this anyway. Adds to the warmth of the whole thing. It's a very warm crafting table. After all, this is meant to just be something that sits on your shelf and you look at and say, that's very cute. And then you go about your day. But if that's all I get it to do, as long as it brings somebody a little bit of positivity, I'm happy to just give stuff like this away every day for the rest of my life. There was a point in time where I wanted to be a professional miniature painter as well. I wanted to do commissions for forever. Unfortunately, that's not very sustainable, especially not right now. So I work retail. Yuck. But that's just what pays the bills. I'm happy I get to be here streaming, just bring like some joy in some people's lives, a couple at a time. Some people call me a people pleaser. I say I just like making people happy. That is a people pleaser, isn't it? All right. Now for the touch-ups. We need that mahogany up there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wash off this brush right here. Get the raw mahogany. Just raw. Mix that into that red. Oh, you okay?
Yeah, I just fucking sent a bug to orbit.
Oh, I thought you sneezed, dude.
No, that was an excited. Ooh! So fucking
Oh yeah, we need a little bit of yellow. There we go. That looks much better. Mix in that mahogany. Get it all nice and browned up. I definitely used too much paint for this part, but whatever. Only happy accidents, as they say. Who is they, anyway? Right? Like, who's they? What do they say? Who is they? I think it's our glorious doggo overlords. Bob Ross is they? You think Bob Ross would be non-binary? I feel like Bob Ross would be non-binary. Bob Ninary. I'm going to be touching up the red parts and anything that's spilled over. Not red parts, but the inner parts. Just get it all blended together, add some more pop to it, you know? Make it look a little more in line with that red piece on the outside. I think it looks a little better. What a good song to wrap up to as well. Bob Ross is just Bob Ross. He's Bob Ross gender. Oop, and look at that. I actually didn't catch that little white part on the edge there. Good thing we wanted to give this a once over. That would have been not the desired outcome. Never the end of the world. But remember, layers are your friends. Add as many of them as you need until it looks right. Oh, you posted pictures? I can't wait to see them. So after this, we need to touch up the black paint areas, and that is it, I think. Yeah, adding the reddish color to this that's so good. Oh yeah, Kit, since you're here, actually, can I ask you a question? Do you plan on keeping the do you plan on keeping the D&D game private, or are you like okay with us like being live about it? Like, do you have any idea of like what you want to do, like R20 like maps and stuff, or is it more like theater of the mind stuff? I don't know. I'm just kind of like getting a gauge where your head's at because I was talking about it on stream earlier, and I wasn't sure what you wanted to do with it, or like what the vibe was yet. You know. Got a couple of brown spots still. I'm gonna make them more red, like that. Yeah. And it's okay if these look a little bit rough because this is the part that you work on. You know, it's the crafting area. Of course, it's gonna get a little worn down, more so than the rest. Maps for combat makes sense. Makes sense. Okay. All right, now we just need some black paint to touch up the rest, and we are golden. I would say that's about done. Oh, actually, I've got some black left over. I don't even need to get more. One thing I always do as well, if you ever have access, you can always like test things on your wrist and stuff. I didn't really need to with this stream because it was, you know, very, very obvious coloring. I didn't have to do too much testing. It was a nice just paint and go. So we're gonna touch up all these little white areas in the crevices and stuff. Anything that's a bit obvious. Anything that we may have had some spillage on, just touch up. The black will set on there, nice and easy. And then there was a part on here that I wanted to touch up as well. Get this nice and even with the rest of it. Make it consistent. That way whoever ends up taking this home will have a nice, lovely, 100% complete crafting table to go on their shelf. I would say she's pretty good. I may make this part right here, just give it a little once over with red. I think that's the only thing I would do. Make it stand out a little bit more. I think she looks really good. What do y'all think? Oh, my knee really hurts. I gotta stretch. Hang on a sec. Oh my goodness. I should not have. Don't ever sit on your foot while you're gaming or painting. Oh, that hurts. It hurts so bad. Hang on, let me get my brushes cleaned off real quick. All right, brushes are cleaned. Always keep your tools clean. Hey, Quiet. Thank you for lurking. We have a fully hand-painted crafting table. It's a little more dark red on the top than the traditional one, but I think this is pretty solid. I'm happy. I'm gonna leave this, we don't need to paint the bottom. If anything, I just paint it black just to like give it a once over. Why don't we do that real quick? That way it doesn't draw too much attention. Yeah, that's probably gonna look better, I think. Last thing, real quick, we'll paint the bottom black. Just to bring it all together, But then now we need to get a wheel going of everyone who responded to our call to arms in Discord. This is the last call for everyone. If you would like to get your name entered into the wheel, into the drawing, go react on Discord and patch notes right now, because I am about to go pull all the names right now. Last call for all my lovely floofs. Before I close the entries, put my brush and my paints away. My desk is a mess, my goodness. Thank you so much for having just letting me do this, you guys. This has been so fun. I would 100% do this again. Oh, there's a little splotch of black right there. We'll leave it. It adds character. You can tell it's hand painted that way. All right, you guys. Oh, I gotta move myself over. Yum, 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 yum. Oh, too much. All right, let's go ahead and pull up Discord real quick. Exactly. Blemishes make a human. Okay. Oh, wow. That's a crazy amount of brushes, Kit. Holy heck. Okay, let's see. We have, let me take out my gloves. My hands are very, very tired. Kind of sweaty from being in those gloves too. We have 5 people entered in the drawing. Is there anybody else who wants to be entered here? Since you're here right now, I will take any last minute entries in chat as well. Here, let me go ahead and pull up the hand cam. We'll turn off the hand cam. And we'll pull up our opera as well. Let's see. Pick a wheel. All right. Yes, lurkers, if you want a chance to be entered into the drawing, make yourselves known. Otherwise, it's just going to be the 5 people that wanted to get their name entered. Oh, wait, we actually need to add Yuki in there as well. I know Yuki wanted to be in here as well. Yes, for the crafting table. If you want to be entered in the drawing, this is last call. Who reacted? V reactions. Okay. We have Kit. And of course, Sebi. This is currently everyone entered. If you guys are all right with this, if this is everyone, go ahead and make yourselves known. This is the last and final call. I am closing submissions in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Submissions are closed. I'm going to edit the message in Discord too. There. All right, you guys. How long are we going to run this for? All right, this is the final call. I'm going to go ahead and close out the info as well. Are you guys ready? It's 12 years? Oh, of brushes. Oh, how long? 12 years. I see. All right, I'm going to be spitting in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. It is HC. Congratulations, HC. You are our winner. I believe HC reacted very early. So we're going to have to talk to HC in Discord. Congrats, HC. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate the heck out of you for being here. This was so fun. I had an absolute blast. All right, you guys. I think it is a perfect time to raid out. We'll be talking to HZ in chat, in Discord later. For now, thank you so much, Quiet. That's so kind of you. I had so much fun. I'm so excited. However, my poor phone is about to die, so I need to get that going. Get that going on the charger here soon. Uh, and let's go ahead and raid out. Is there anybody we want to raid tonight? Let's see. Who we gonna raid? Oh, Julia's live. Captain Gallant's live. Argot, Draxy, Halil is live. I didn't even know that Halil was streaming tonight. These are all some of my streamer friends as well. But if you guys have anybody, let me know. Here, let me move this down a little bit. That way you guys can see them a little bit better. And I'll scooch on over to the side. But yeah. You guys tell me, pick one of these guys. Unless you guys have a preference. Otherwise, I'm going to pick... Let's do... Julia. Julia was super sweet to me yesterday. She was an absolute bean. She's a bit family friendly over there, so behave yourselves. All right, you guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. I am going to go charge my phone, get some after stream care, snack a little bit. It has been so much fun. You guys have been the absolute best. I will see you in Discord, maybe around for the movie night. Looking forward to that too. I appreciate you guys too. Have a wonderful night. I'll see you guys later. Behave yourselves over at Julia's. Have a wonderful evening. Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye, Blues. I love you so much. Goodbye, Blues. Goodbye.